The first time I saw her, she was standing by the cracked viewport of the derelict station, the starlight pouring across her silver-blue skin like liquid metal. Her eyes, impossibly deep, glowing faintly as though carrying fragments of dying suns, met mine, and in that moment I forgot where I was. I forgot the war. I forgot the orders. All I remembered was that she wasn't supposed to be there. Her kind, the Lithari, had been humanity's enemies for nearly 3 decades. Elegant, cunning, terrifying in battle. Every space encounter ended in fire and wreckage. And yet here she was, a lone survivor, stranded in a station drifting between contested space. I should have raised my rifle. I should have called command. Instead, I lowered my weapon. And it was that decision that changed everything. Beginning, the question. The mission had been simple. Scavenge what I could from the abandoned station before it drifted into a gravity well. My squad had been ambushed 2 days earlier, and I was the only one who'd made it to the station alive. Supplies were low. My pulse rifle carried just half a cell. My rations 1.5 bars stale. My ship docked outside barely had enough fuel to limp back to human territory. I wasn't looking for company. When I stumbled upon her, I thought at first she was a mirage. The Lithari were ethereal, almost deliberately designed to unsettle humans. Taller, with slender limbs and smooth skin that seemed sculpted by starlight. And yet she was hurt. I noticed the gash running down her side, half sealed with a crystalline resin her kind used as a clotting agent. She wasn't combat ready. She was barely standing. For hours we kept our distance, watching each other warily. I scavenged food from the supply lockers, rationing it carefully, and I noticed her eyes flick toward the packets each time. Hunger was universal, no matter the species. Finally, after a day of silence, I broke. My voice cracked through the still air of the ruined station. "Do you want to eat with me?" I hadn't meant it as anything more than an offer. Gesture. A desperate attempt at bridging the silence. But when the words left my mouth, they sounded heavier, more intimate, like an invitation not just to share food, but to share trust. She froze. Her eyes widened slightly, glowing brighter. And then, without speaking, she walked toward me. She sat down across from me, every movement cautious, deliberate. I pushed half of my rations toward her. She stared at them for a long time before finally taking them in trembling hands. She didn't devour the food like I expected. Instead, she ate slowly, deliberately, never breaking her gaze from me. It should have been a relief. But something in her stare unsettled me. That was when she finally spoke, her voice low and melodic, echoing faintly in the hollow chamber. "Human," she said. "You do not know what you've asked of me." Those words, her response to my simple question, still haunt me. What she revealed. The days that followed blurred together. My ship systems were damaged, and I needed her help to repair them. She agreed, though she worked with a strange reluctance, as though each moment she stayed near me was both a gift and a curse. Her name was Salith. She told me the Lithari language had no direct translation for it. It meant something between memory of flame and song before silence. I learned pieces of her story in fragments. She had been aboard a Lithari cruiser when it was ambushed by human forces. Her escape pod drifted, caught in the gravity pull of this abandoned station. For weeks she had survived on little more than melted ice from the coolant systems. But there was something else, something she wouldn't say directly. Something about why she looked at me with both longing and dread. One night, while the station's failing lights flickered in and out, I asked her directly. "Back on the first day," I said, "when I asked you to eat with me, you said I didn't know what I'd asked of you. What did you mean?" Her gaze dropped to the floor. Her hand lingered on the ration wrapper as if weighing whether to trust me with the truth. In my culture, she said slowly, to share food is not casual. To ask someone to eat with you is to bind yourself to them. It is a vow of care, of trust. It is. She hesitated, searching for the right human word. It is like asking for union. For partnership. My stomach turned. What I thought had been a small gesture had, in her eyes, been a vow. An accidental proposal. I stammered. I didn't know. I know, she replied. Her voice was soft, but there was pain in it. But intention does not matter. Among the Lithari I have accepted. I am bound. The air felt heavier. I tried to laugh it off, to insist it didn't mean anything, but I could see in her eyes that it did. To her, I had asked a question that carried consequences. And now she looked at me as though I had tied both our fates together. The escape. Repairs on the ship dragged on, each day stretching into another reminder of what I had done. She worked beside me, and though she rarely spoke, I could feel the weight of her presence. There were moments I caught her watching me, studying me, almost memorizing me. One evening, as we sealed the last fuel line, I found her standing at the viewport again, staring at the stars. Her voice was quiet when she spoke. My people will kill me if they find me with you. Your people will kill you if they find you with me. And yet here we are, bound by a question you did not mean to ask. I stepped closer, the hum of the station echoing around us. Then maybe we don't let them find us. Her eyes widened slightly, a shimmer of hope flashing through them before it was swallowed by sorrow. You don't understand. A vow once spoken has power. You cannot just walk away from it. Even if you try, it will follow you. It will follow me. The ship was nearly ready. But I knew then that even if I brought her aboard, even if I smuggled her back into human space, there would be no peace. Not for her. Not for me. Ending the haunting truth. The day came when the ship was repaired enough to make the journey. I stood at the hatch, my heart pounding. She was behind me, silent. This is it, I said. Once we launch, we'll figure it out. Together. But she didn't move. When I turned, I saw her standing still, her hands clasped in front of her, her face unreadable. You don't understand, human, she said again, her voice trembling now. It is not just a vow. It is a tether. You asked me to eat with you. You asked me to bind myself to you. And I accepted. That bond. It means I cannot leave you. Ever. Her words sent a chill through me. Not because of what they meant for her, but because of what they meant for me. I had thought I was choosing kindness, mercy. I hadn't realized I was tying myself to something larger than I could comprehend. She stepped closer, her luminous eyes locking with mine. You think this was chance. It was not. The vow is older than war, older than stars. You and I are now a story that will outlast both our peoples. Her hand brushed against mine, gentle, trembling, filled with both fear and longing. And then, without another word, she stepped onto the ship. We left the station behind. But the weight of her words never left me. Even now, when I wake in the silence of deep space, I hear them. You do not know what you've asked of me. I had thought I was asking for company. I had thought I was asking for survival. But what I asked was far more.